is WAKEONE Entertainment trying to create their own boy group? It seems like from the trainees that they've sent on the show and the amount of screen time each of them are getting, that they're being set up for failure on the show so that they can have success somewhere else. Now, this has not been confirmed yet, or maybe it has been confirmed and I don't have this information, but from what I know so far, it has not been confirmed that it is WAKEONE Entertainment that's going to be managing the group that comes out of Boys Planet. WAKEONE Entertainment is the group that is currently managing kpop, the girl group that came out of Girls Planet 999, but we don't have any confirmation about the fact if they will be managing the group that comes from the show. And it's really interesting to see the amount of trainees that they've sent on the show. So we have the 5 K group trainees that they sent. That's Kim Tae-rae, Lee Jong-hyun, Moon Jung-han, Park Han-bin, and Park Min-seok. Aside from this, there are 3 of the G group trainees that they've also sent to the show, them being Anthony, Haruto, and Min. And they have also sent 2 other trainees from their company who have already debuted in one of WAKEONE Entertainment's groups, Cha Woong-gi and Oh Sung-min. Now let's talk about them first. These 2 members, Cha Woong-gi in particular, was the most popular member of their group TO1, and both of them left the group sometime in June or July of 2022. Around the same time, the applications for the new show that we're watching right now, Boys Planet, started to get finalized. Now, this can mean a multitude of things. Them leaving the group can have to do with the group not being as successful as they wanted it to be, and them wanting to give the whole thing a second chance. Or it could be a plant. It could be a way for them to gain popularity through the show so that WAKEONE can debut them in their upcoming group or in their next boy group. Now for the trainees who've never debuted before, let's talk about the G group trainees first. Anthony is one of the most popular trainees, or I should say was one of the most popular trainees before the first episode aired. He was talked about the most because of his past survival show experiences, because of how good of a dancer he is, because of how so many people like his cute personality. Very, very, very popular. But the show doesn't seem to be giving him enough time to make that popularity stick. The same thing with Haruto. He started off episode 1 very, very, very popular. But the rest of the show is showing him just enough to get us invested in him, but not enough for many people to vote for him. And the same thing that's happening to Haruto is happening with a lot of the K group contestants. So Kim Tae-rae, one of the best vocals on the show, he is right there with Jay and Huey with his vocal talent, but is not given screen time at all, is hardly ever talked about, is hardly ever shown. And I feel like it's intentionally done. I feel like WAKEONE has put them on the show to gain enough attention so that they can put them in their debut group, but not so much attention that they end up in the Boys Planet group. Just enough attention so that people know about them, people talk about them, so that when WAKEONE Entertainment debuts their group, because that will happen. Because even with other trainees from the K group, like Jung-hyun, he is very attractive, right? His visuals, top tier. If he was given enough time, I think he would have enough popularity like Han-bin or Matthew, because of how, he fits the Korean beauty standard, and his personality is also very cool guy. Even with Park Han-bin, even though he did get a little bit more screen time in the previous episode than he did in the episodes before that. I feel like they're not giving him a storyline per se, and I feel like it's intentional because WAKEONE wants to put them all in their own group, which I'm here for. I feel like all of these members in one group will be very, very, very killer. I mean, if you look at their performances, not so much the ex-DO1 trainees' performances, Chawoongi and Osungmin. Their performance was fairly okay, not very great, but pretty okay. The other two groups, the WAKEONE K group performance and the WAKEONE G group performance, was so good, so good, and I feel like the edit also favors them a lot more. So for both Haruto and Anthony, for Haruto in their demo stage and for Anthony in the Love Me Right stage, if you watch the fan cams, you can see they have voice cracks, but when the final episode airs, you don't see these aspects of it. So you can see how they're being edited also to be, more favorable, more likable, more appreciated by people. So I don't know, I feel like there is something going on here that we don't know all about, but I do still want some of these trainees to debut. I think t-ara would be a great addition to the group. I think if he made it into the top 9, which from the leak we know that he does make it to 9th position, if I'm not mistaken, or 8th position. We do know that he makes it into the top 9, so that's there. Even Park Han-bin, even though I'm not a big fan of him, I know a lot of people want him to debut. So I don't know, is WAKEONE trying to do this, or am I just reading too much into it?